Dear students, welcome to the lecture on the Industrial Revolution. In today's lesson, we are embarking on a journey to explore a pivotal chapter in human history that has not only reshaped the economic and technological fabric of societies, but has also indelibly marked the course of modern political philosophy. As we delve into the depths of this epochal phenomenon called the Industrial Revolution, we shall unearth its multifaceted impact on socio-political ideologies, governance structures, and the essence of human existence. The objectives of today's lecture include a variety of perspectives, because we have a historical understanding of the Industrial Revolution. It has socio-economic impacts, socio-cultural and philosophical explorations, political and social consequences, technological advancements, and a global perspective. Keeping all of these in mind, this lecture aims to provide students with a comprehensive understanding of the historical context of the Industrial Revolution. Dear students, I would like to offer you details about the factors that led to the emergence, progression, and lasting impact that the Industrial Revolution has had on societies around the world. I will also mention how writers, thinkers, and artists of that time grappled with the implications of industrialization on human identity, ethics, and aesthetics. So, to begin with, the Industrial Revolution refers to a profound period of transformative change that occurred from the late 18th to the early 19th centuries. It marked a significant shift in human history, characterized by rapid technological advancements, industrialization, urbanization, and changes in societal and economic structures. This crucial era brought about a departure from agrarian and manual labor based economies to mechanized and industrialized societies. During this period, new manufacturing processes and technologies were widely adopted, including the steam engine, mechanized textile production, iron production, and innovations in transportation and communication. These innovations drastically increased the efficiency and scale of production, leading to the establishment of factories, mass production, and the growth of urban centers. The shift from agrarian economies to industrial economies had profound social, economic, and cultural implications. It led to the rise of new social classes such as the bourgeoisie, which means the capitalist class, and the proletariat, which means the working class. It also led to significant changes in labor practices. The emergence of factories and industrial centers attracted rural populations to urban areas in search of employment, leading to unprecedented urbanization. The Industrial Revolution also brought about shifts in political and philosophical thought, because discussions on individual rights, labor conditions, and the role of government in regulating industries gained prominence. Thinkers like Karl Marx and John Stuart Mill grappled with the implications of industrialization on class dynamics and social justice. The Industrial Revolution sparked many intellectual inquiries, debates and analysis from various thinkers and scholars who sought to understand its implications on society, economy and politics. We can list some critical figures who contributed to discussions about the Industrial Revolution. For example, Karl Marx's work, particularly the Communist Manifesto and Das Kapital, deeply analyzed the socio-economic effects of the Industrial Revolution. Karl Marx highlighted the class struggles inherent in industrial capitalism and introduced concepts like alienation and historical materialism. Friedrich Engels, collaborating with Karl Marx, co-authored the Communist Manifesto. He further elaborated on the harsh working conditions and exploitation faced by the working class in his book, The Condition of the Working Class in England. Then John Stuart Mill's writings such as Principles of Political Economy and Utilitarianism grappled with the ethical and political consequences of industrialization. Mill explored the balance between individual liberties and societal welfare, advocating for social reforms to mitigate the negative impacts of capitalism. Thomas Malthus wrote an essay on the principle of population, which addressed the population growth spurred by industrialization and its potential consequences for resource scarcity and social stability. David Ricardo's economic theories, particularly the concept of comparative advantage and the law of diminishing returns, contributed to discussions on industrialization's impact on international trade and economic specialization. Then in his work, The Protestant Ethic and the Spirit of Capitalism, Max Weber explored the cultural and religious factors that influenced the rise of capitalism during the Industrial Revolution. We also have Adam Smith's work that predates the entire Industrial Revolution. His influential book, The Wealth of Nations, laid the foundations of modern economics and capitalism, discussing the division of labor, market mechanisms and economic growth. Then as a novelist, Charles Dickens depicted the social and human impacts of industrialization in his novels such as Hard Times and Oliver Twist, shedding light on the harsh realities faced by the working class. A social reformer and factory owner, Robert Owen, advocated for improved working conditions, education and cooperative living arrangements for workers. His ideas contributed to early discussions on workers' rights and welfare. We can also refer to Edmund Burke's writings, including Reflections on the Revolution in France, that expressed concerns about the rapid social changes associated with industrialization and the potential disruptions to established traditions. These thinkers and scholars, among others, engaged with the complex ramifications of the Industrial Revolution, offering diverse perspectives that shaped discussions on economics, politics, social welfare and ethics during and after this transformative period. Furthermore, the Industrial Revolution had global consequences, fostering international trade networks and shaping the trajectory of imperialism and colonialism. The era saw the expansion of European powers seeking access to resources and markets around the world. We should see the Industrial Revolution as a monumental period marked by technological innovation, industrialization, urbanization, and socio-economic transformations. It redefined how societies produced goods, organized labor, and engaged with the world, leaving a lasting impact on economies, institutions, and political ideologies that continue to influence our world today. If we look for its relevance in modern political philosophy, we find that the Industrial Revolution is a testament to human creativity and innovation. This period has ushered in a radical shift from agrarian based economies to industrialized societies powered by mechanization, mass production, and urbanization. As we traverse the annals of time, we witness the profound implications of this transformation on modern political philosophy. The Industrial Revolution fundamentally altered the foundational tenets of classical political thought, encapsulated by the preferences of John Locke, Rousseau, and Montesquieu. The emergence of factories alongside urban growth led to the crystallization of new classes, the bourgeoisie and the proletariat. This dialectical relationship between capital and labor produced Karl Marx's theory of class struggle, offering a critical lens through which we examine the socio-political imbalances fostered by industrial capitalism. Inherently tied to these changes were the philosophical underpinnings of liberalism. The ethos of individualism and property rights, championed by Enlightenment thinkers, intersected with the burgeoning capitalist system. However, as factories emitted smoke and labor conditions deteriorated, the tension between individual liberties and collective welfare emerged as a central theme. J.S. Mill's nuanced utilitarianism grappled with reconciling personal autonomy with the state's role in facilitating the societal ills of industrialization. Furthermore, the Industrial Revolution's resonance extended beyond mere economic transformations. It catalyzed a re-evaluation of the social contract, which is the cornerstone of modern political thought. The exponential growth of urban populations prompted philosophers like Thomas Hobbes to ponder the fragility of societal order. The bustling urban centers became crucibles of interaction and cultural exchange, nurturing pluralism and diverse perspectives, all of which engendered novel considerations in the realm of political philosophy. As we unpack the political dimensions of this period, we cannot overlook the deep interaction between industrialization and notions of power and governance. The emergence of powerful industrialists as key stakeholders in governance systems precipitated discussions on representation, political participation, and distributive justice. The writings of John Rawls come to the fore as he sought to harmonize the inequities created by industrial capitalism with the principles of justice. Several interconnected factors converged to catalyze this monumental shift, out of which there are 4 essential factors that we must choose to examine so that we can glean insights into the forces that drove the Industrial Revolution forward. The first one is technological innovation. It is one of the primary drivers of the Industrial Revolution because of its unprecedented surge. Inventions such as the steam engine, spinning jenny, or power loom and mechanized cotton gin revolutionized the means of production. The steam engine in particular emerged as a revolutionary force powering factories and transportation systems with unparalleled efficiency. These technological advancements not only increased production capacity, but also transformed industries, laying the groundwork for mechanized manufacturing processes that defined the era of industrial revolution. The second one is the availability of abundant natural resources, which was pivotal in fueling the industrial revolution. The rise of coal and iron mining provided the raw materials necessary for the development of industries, machinery and infrastructure. Coal in particular powered the steam engines that were the backbone of industrial production. The accessibility and utilization of these resources facilitated the expansion of industries, enabling them to meet the growing demands of an industrializing world. The third in this category of essential factors is capital accumulation and entrepreneurship. The emergence of a capitalist economy and the accumulation of capital were integral to the industrial revolution. A rising class of entrepreneurs and capitalists sought to invest in new technologies and industries, seeking profit and economic growth. Capitalists were willing to take risks, invest in innovations and build factories, which in turn led to the creation of new jobs and economic opportunities. The combination of available capital and entrepreneurial spirit fostered an environment conducive to rapid industrialization. The fourth and last critical factor underpinning the industrial revolution was undoubtedly the changing labor dynamics. As agricultural advancements increased agricultural productivity, fewer people were needed in traditional farming, leading to a surplus labor force in rural areas. This surplus labor migrated to urban centers in search of employment in the burgeoning industries. The concentration of workers in factories reshaped labor practices, giving rise to wage labor and factory based production. This shift in labor dynamics, accompanied by urbanization, changed the nature of work and human interactions. All these elements, whether technological innovation, access to natural resources, capital accumulation and changing labor dynamics, intertwined to propel societies into an era of unprecedented transformation. The synergy between these factors unleashed a wave of change that touched every aspect of life, from production and transportation to social structures and cultural norms. Based on these factors, we can also derive 4 essential characteristics of the industrial revolution that also define its essence. First, of course, is the technological innovation and mechanization that fundamentally altered the modes of production and labor. The transition from manual to mechanized processes revolutionized industries, most notably textiles and manufacturing. The invention of the spinning jenny, steam engine and power loom exemplified the paradigm shift in harnessing power sources, leading to increased efficiency, productivity and the ability to produce goods on an unprecedented scale. Mechanization elevated production rates and laid the groundwork for the modern factory system, changing the landscape of work and labor forever. Secondly, it is characterized by migration and urbanization. The Industrial Revolution catalyzed a significant demographic shift as people migrated from rural areas to burgeoning urban centers. Factories and industrial hubs emerged as magnets, drawing rural populations seeking employment opportunities. This mass urban migration resulted in rapid urbanization, giving rise to sprawling cities and novel challenges related to infrastructure, housing, sanitation, and social services. Urbanization also facilitated cultural exchanges, fostering diverse communities and contributing to the formation of a cosmopolitan ethos. Accordingly, the third characteristic could be the social and economic transformations. The Industrial Revolution engendered a profound restructuring of social and economic dynamics. The emergence of new social classes such as the bourgeoisie and the proletariat became emblematic of the changing socio-economic landscape. The bourgeoisie, comprising industrialists and capitalists, accrued significant wealth and influence, altering traditional power structures. Simultaneously, the proletariat, composed of factory workers, experienced challenging working conditions, spurring discussions on labor rights, unions, and the developing concept of workers' rights. Lastly, the repercussions of the Industrial Revolution extended beyond national borders, catalyzing a phase of global interconnectedness and imperialism. The technological advancements facilitated more significant transportation and communication, leading to the expansion of international trade networks, and the integration of distant economies. This era also marked the peak of European imperialism as industrialized nations sought access to global resources and markets. The Industrial Revolution intensified the competition for colonial territories, thus shaping the trajectory of geopolitics and international relations. In summary, these four key attributes underscore the immense impact of this period, which continues to shape the modern world's socio-economic and political landscape. As we reflect on the legacy of the Industrial Revolution, we gain insights into the forces that have propelled human progress and laid the groundwork for our contemporary society. Now, let us come to the question of the world's response to the Industrial Revolution. Indeed, as I have pointed out earlier, the world's response to the Industrial Revolution was multifaceted and varied across regions, societies, and different segments of the population. The sweeping changes brought about by industrialization sparked a range of reactions that encompassed economic, social, political, and cultural dimensions. Still, to specify, we may refer to some of the ways in which the world responded. For example, with regard to economic transformations, there is a positive reception and there is criticism and resistance as well. Many governments and entrepreneurs positively welcomed the Industrial Revolution for its potential to boost economic growth, create jobs, and increase production efficiency. Of course, industrialized nations saw economic expansion and increased trade. However, there were critics who condemned the negative consequences of rapid industrialization, such as harsh working conditions, child labor, and low wages, because of which labor movements and early trade unions emerged to advocate for workers' rights and improved conditions. Similarly, with regard to social changes, we have significant responses like urbanization and social stratification. The mass migration from rural areas to urban centers in search of industrial jobs led to rapid urbanization. It reshaped social structures and created new challenges related to housing, sanitation, and even public health. Along with this, the emergence of new social classes, particularly the bourgeoisie and the proletariat, led to class conflicts and the development of ideologies like socialism and communism. It marked a significant response to the changing socio-economic landscape. We also have political responses like policy interventions and ideological debates. Governments worldwide responded with various policies to manage the effects of industrialization. Factory acts and labor regulations were introduced in some countries to improve working conditions, regulate child labor, and set minimum wages. In addition, the Industrial Revolution prompted philosophical and political debates about the role of government in regulating the economy, the rights of workers, and the balance between individual freedoms and collective welfare. Likewise, the world also responded through cultural expressions. In the field of art and literature, artists, writers, poets responded to the Industrial Revolution through their works. Artworks depicted the realities of industrial life, while literary works like Charles Dickens' novels highlighted the plight of the working class and the social disparities of that time. In philosophical traditions, as I discussed before, philosophers like Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels critiqued alienation, particularly the alienation of labor and the dehumanizing effects of industrialization, offering insights into the philosophical response to these changes. So, at large, the Industrial Revolution created an impact globally. Industrialized nations used their technological advantages to expand colonial territories and establish global trade networks. This response led to the exploitation of resources and labor in colonized regions. It also facilitated global economic integration by increasing international trade, thereby reshaping the global economic relationships and laying the groundwork for modern globalization. The transformative technologies of the Industrial Revolution spread to other parts of the world, although at varying paces. Some regions embraced these changes to modernize their economies, while others faced challenges in adapting to the new paradigm. In summary, the world's response to the Industrial Revolution was a complex interplay of optimism, criticism, adaptation, and resistance. The era's impacts resounded across all facets of society and continue to influence contemporary discussions on economics, politics, social justice, and the environment. The Industrial Revolution irrevocably shaped modern political philosophy, fostering dialogue on new classes, redefining liberalism, and challenging notions of governance. In a concise exploration of its impact on contemporary political philosophy, we find a transformative period that reshaped societies and ideologies. This age is responsible for not only technological advancements, but also complex socio-political shifts, fundamentally altering classical political thought. The emergence of new classes, bourgeoisie and proletariat, ignited Karl Marx's class struggle theory, critiquing industrial capitalism's disparities. Concurrently, liberalism's tenets collided with the realities of industrialization, leading to debates on individual liberties versus collective welfare, encapsulated in John Stuart Mill's utilitarianism. The Industrial Revolution's ramifications extended beyond economics provoking a re-evaluation of the social contract and societal order. Urbanization cultivated pluralism, propelling political philosophy into uncharted territory. The nexus of industrialization and governance ignited discussions on representation, distributive justice, and political participation. John Rawls, who responded by harmonizing industrial capitalism's inequities with principles of justice. Dear students, while concluding this lecture, I shall say that the Industrial Revolution stands as a quintessential juncture in human history that indubitably sculpted the contours of modern political philosophy. Its tremors reverberated through the corridors of socio-economic structures, engendering philosophical dialogues and ideological metamorphosis. From the emergence of new classes and the consequent evolution of Marxist theory to the recalibration of liberalism and the re-examination of social contracts, this epoch left an indelible mark on the intellectual landscape. As you contemplate the narratives of industrialization and their intricate interplay with modern political philosophy, remember that history's echoes guide us in comprehending the present and navigating the course toward a more just and equitable future. So, dear students, I stop here. See you in the next lecture. Thank you.